Recess time! Fantastic! Let's talk about what we've seen. He busted out of his shackles! Yeah, what was that all about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to. Better be careful, Apollo. You really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved there was a Tenma Taro impersonator at the manor. What's with that guy and the whole samurai act, anyway?
Such fine swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it is high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel.
No, wait! Let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence.
I suppose I could wait till later.
Does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here? Athena, I'm gonna go wash up. Remember what Blackwood said, Apollo? Don't be late! I'm gonna save just because we went through a lot of reading. And you never know. I don't want to have to go through it again.
Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinxie Tenma, a maid at Kubai Manor. I believe we can proceed now, if the witness is ready, that is.
No, you're right here. I can't say that word. Leader of the 100 demons. He really does exist. Ah. Wow, that is one well-polished tray.
The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible.
Eek.
What is it, my child?
Begone, Nirarhian, leader of the 100 demons.
Oh, you think I'm a yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts. The beast of the bar, the demon of due process, if you will.
Eek, my charm has no effect. The demon of due process? Not sure I can see that one. Now, you little scamp. Yes? I trust you know why you're here. Bags. Bags? Oh, that tricksy tanuki? Try the noodle stand and go enjoy a big bowl of tanuki tail noodles while you're at it. Everyone's a comedian. No, I meant your bags. The ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, this charm will keep Azuki-Kairai away. Azuki-Kairai? The yokai that washes Azuki beans? The only thing needing washing would be your father's neck before I take his head clean off! Azuki-Kairai often keeps people up at night with the noises he makes washing beans. But if you stick this charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore. Is that so? Well, thank you. Looks like Prosecutor Blackwell got more than he bargained filled. They're bad enough alone, but together those two are just plain creepy.
Your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenma Taro when you discovered the crime scene.
Okay. I believe she didn't see it, but, let's see what she says. Did I see Tenma Taro in the Fox Chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw, yes, now I remember. Yokai, right there in that room! Doesn't that help our thing? So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime. Uh-huh, lots and lots of them. Not helping us, nope. Wait, more than one yokai? Did Tenma Taro happen to be among them? I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Kasha, Norikabe, Seto Taisho, eek, they were all there.
Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them.
This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional little scam's testimony? Ah! Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. But a quick therapy session should ease her mind. Sit on this couch. All right, let's talk about your parents. Do you have any memories from when you were a child? With the court's permission, of course.
What a fabulous idea. Please proceed, Miss Sykes.
You sure you know what you're doing, Athena? She's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene and fear of testifying have her dazed and confused. But my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help.
Any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill? Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed?
It makes no difference to me. Do as you will, but I doubt we shall get any viable testimony. She'd be better served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land. I'll show you. Beep, beep, beat-a-loop. All right. Emoticon time. Oh, she's overwhelmed with fear. Did I see Timotero in the Fox chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw. Yes, now I remember. Yokai, right there in that room. Found something. Looks like an out-of-control emotion. Athena, what exactly are we looking at here? Oh, this is one of Widget's functions. Right here, you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice. Whoa! You mean that little thing can do all this? Pretty cool, huh? And here I thought it was just some kid's toy. Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow error right now. See how sad is brightly lit there at the bottom left? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is making her other emotions. It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess. So all those yokai she thinks she saw are a product of rampant emotions? Yes, that's right. Her fear is instilled in her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal everyday objects as monsters in her mind. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. And the trauma in Jinxie's case is fear. So she was and still is seeing ordinary objects as yokai. We'll have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. Now, let's see. Apollo, can you point at the yokai on the Wheel of Fire? She seems particularly terrified of that one. Start by tapping probe on the bottom screen. Next, point to what's causing Yushi's out-of-control emotion. Finally, tap probe again to try and get to the heart of the matter. Alright, let's give this a try. Walk us through it. Alright. Cat monster. What are these other things? Raccoon dog. Cup monsters. Wall monster. Wow. Jinxie, what's the name for that yokai on a Wheel of Fire? That's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the aldermans. It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation. Exactly. It's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaking for Akasha. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was a yokai on a Wheel of Fire. I think I know the answer now. Is there a chandelier? That wasn't Akasha you saw. Oh, yes. Could you have possibly mistaken this for Akasha? The light fixture? This one right here. It has a flame design and is up there on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a Wheel of Fire. The Akasha you saw was just a light fixture. Eek. Are we going to have to clear out every single one of these things in the room? Tedious. That was full memory back to normal. Nice job. Now you get the hang of it. It should be a sentence to point at the rest. What about this white wall-like monster? Could it have been a wall? That's Nurikabe. It's a wall monster that blocks your way or leads you astray. That's no yokai, Jinxie. It's a folding screen. Ick. And this raccoon dog isn't a Tanuki monster. It's just the statue of one. Ick. And look, these are just coffee cups. And this right here is nothing more than a fox statue. Ick. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm so sorry. I did not mean it. I am so sorry. Alright, we cleared up a little bit. You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear is under control now. It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. They weren't any yokai after all. See? A clear-cut statement. That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollos. And just like we thought, there never really were any yokai in the Fox Chamber. Right, there never really were any yokai there. So the defense is asserting the exact opposite of their original assertion. Wait, Jinxie, what about Tinmatero? There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Tinmatero or any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now. You gotta be joking! I think he has a picture of the crime scene.
Order! Order in the court!
I think we just dug our own grave. Allow me to push you on in. It's the least I could do. Ah! Why does he keep getting feathers? Oh, from his hawk, right. Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking up some noise. It's an unexpected emotion. Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet? Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll enter the new information we have and run an update. Did you learn that at bird school, which is for birds? Alright, we've got other things. I see Tinmatero in the Fox Chamber. Surprise? Got it. This seems like an unnatural reaction. Really? Because I don't see it that way. So it isn't unexpected given her testimony? Hello, is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can hear me. Yes, there's someone at home, and that someone is going to try that again. Alright, so that's normal. I was so scared when I entered the room. My legs gave out and I fell to the floor. There in the Fox Chamber, I saw the Elderman dead on a table and Papa collapsed in a chair. Nobody else was there, and that includes Tinmatero. So she's pretty sad and surprised by everything. Is it weird that she's not that sad here? The amount of fear you felt is rather low, despite your legs having given out from fright. Could something have lessened your fear? Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment. You did? Where did it come from? Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me. Okay, I'll enter sudden burst of courage. Now let's see. Ah, look! Okay, her model changed. A little bit. Apollo, the noise is all gone. Oh! Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now. Ah, no noise! Bye-bye! Bye-bye! A sudden burst of courage. Now where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage? Yes, there was, but I realized I had done something naughty when I thought about it later. Oh? Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage? Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. I wonder if she saw something like it at the scene of the crime. Jinxie, did your sudden burst of courage have anything to do with this? Was it a warding charm? Oh, it was probably the flower. Boost Jinxie's courage because it was her mother's favorite. Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a Ninetales flower there at the scene, did you? Ah, the demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of a Ninetales flower on it. I liked it so much, I kept it. You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene?
That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now, the witness will produce said evidence this instant.
Sorry.
It does seem to be some sort of case. Oh, look, something slid out. It appears to be a key.
Might I have a look, your baldness?
Bark! Bark!
Ah. This is none other than the master key to Cubi Manor.
Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackquill? Bark, bark.
It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder. A master key that went missing? Well, no, I like the sound of that. Our little scamp here has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence. That's a little melodramatic, don't you think? Humph. Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the Fox Chamber... Whoops. The sole key to the Fox Chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder. Which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl. And your point is, until Jinxie Tenma opened the Fox Chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world, and there was no one else in there save the victim and his killer. I trust you have figured it out for yourself by now. A killer other than Mayor Tenma himself would be utterly inconceivable. No! How could this happen?
No! The defense's assistant will refrain from growling her frustrations.
Athena, are you alright? I know Mayor Tim is innocent, but there's nothing we can do! This sucks! Sykes Dono, allow me to put you out of your misery. Can I decline your offer? Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept. Great. Now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not going to fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Now I'm the one who's dazed and confused. I can't even think straight. Hey, are you alright? She fell right into his trap. Now I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into the wild blue yonder. Ooh, only by running shall your mind be cleared and your conscience cleansed. Alright, I'll be back in 10. Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai. Apollo?
Mr. Justice, I heard the word objection, but what is it you object to?
Huh? Oh, right. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. Though I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena.
The court is waiting, Mr. Justice. Though as it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case?
Well, actually I do. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Apollo, you do have something more than your cords of steel, don't you? Not really, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. But. I've got absolutely nothing. But that's never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room. Because it's all over if I don't. Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box. Or in this case, inside the box. And what a doozy that locked room is, too. Jeez.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument?
You bet I do! The real killer must have escaped from the locked room one way or another. Vague conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono. Time to do or die, literally.
The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room.
Through the vent, through the vent, through the vent, through the vent. He got out through the vent. You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine. We just need to think this whole escaping a locked room thing over from the beginning. So let's see. If the killer had escaped, how could they have done so? The choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but it doesn't open all the way. It doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through, and there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the air vent, wait, oh no. It's up too high, and there's nothing you could stand on to reach it. Needless to say, the forbidden chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did, so that's out. Yeah, that's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Like they say, simple is best. Keep it simple, you idiot. Don't make it complicated. Just stop, and don't keep saying words at the end of this idiom. We need to rule out all of the absolutely impossible escape routes. Then whatever's left might lead us to how the Fox Chamber was compromised. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here. I think it was the air duct. I'm gonna save the game, because I may be completely wrong.
And just how did the killer escape through there, Mr. Justice?
Oh no! Is it just into the forbidden chamber? Or did they just walk out the door? This is locked. Is it just the main door?
The hallway door? Well, yes, I suppose that would be the only way out.
It would appear you've already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie Tenma came on scene was within that locked room. How would one exit the Fox Chamber and then lock it without a key? I should have seen this coming. Remember, Apollo, keep it simple. Simple, right. I could understand if the killer had exited the room with the key, but what if he just hid behind the wall?
The prosecution has a fine Japanese steel waiting unless you explain yourself quickly.
You can't encourage him to do that. Don't encourage him. I'm fine. I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked was because he locked it from outside? What if the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door that... Oh, hey! Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked Fox Chamber. Any assertion that the key was removed from that room is a blatant contradiction of fact. Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside, but the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction. If only we could explain both. Like how the key could be inside the room and be used to lock the door from the outside.
Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackwell draws his sword.
How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked tight? Slipped it in when the door was opened? Threw it in from outside. What if someone threw it into the room from outside? You know, something like go out of the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back into the window. That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room. And where would you throw it from? There is a cliff outside the fox chamber's window. Throwing the key in from there is an impossibility. Oh, right. Ah! I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window. Somewhere other than the window? Could the key have been tossed in through somewhere other than the window? Like the air duct? I like it, except that it would have to go down a curve and then fall down.
The air vent?
Yes. The window may be out of the question, but the air vent's not. Oh! That's right! The fox chamber's air duct leads out into the hallway. That's right! The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the fox chamber. Then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber. That's preposterous. Ooh, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly.
Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused.
Don't worry. I'll explain it so even Your Honor can understand. First, the real killer disguised as Tim Matero murdered the alderman in the fox chamber. Then they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. All that was left to do after that was go back through the duct and flee the manor. Well, Your Honor, could that be any clearer?
Amazing. Even I could follow that, and I wasn't really paying attention.
The judge seems really pleased. That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Tim Matero, and there was someone else other than the mayor and the alderman in that room. Hey, it looks like that lawyer is beating the jailbird prosecutor. Whoa, that was a total turnabout! That massive forehead of his seems so impressive now.
Order, 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 I say.
Now that I've proved a possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty. A valiant effort, Justice Dono, but your final thrust missed its mark.